Hi guys, it's Nicole, and today I'm sharing my July wrap up for the dark side of the scrapbooking process. As a reminder, it's kind of like a 4-phase process to sort of build better habits and kind of just get a little bit more consistent with how I work through layouts and stuff. So for my phase one, my July is looking pretty thin, but I'm okay with that because it left me a lot of time this month to kind of fix some stuff from June and overall not feel so overwhelmed. This is a PDF I have available in my Facebook group. This is kind of how I track my progress through the month. And I only had one layout that I completed for July of 2020, so that will be a separate process video. I didn't really have a lot of like prepping and planning for that other than matching it to a sketch and pulling product. All right, kind of merging phase one and phase two for the dark side when it comes to explaining where I'm at. I have already looked through my digital photos and what all I want to have documented for July. For me, it's going to be month in review, 4th of July, and then I had basically just kind of come up with the fact that I had a bunch of random photos from our water camera and going to the water park. So I think for me, because I only have 2 layouts for July, those can just kind of fit in that area of my album. So again, here's June. This is where my July starts. So I already have 4th of July done. I already have my month in review done. So all I need to do is, like I said, to do that kind of just like a mashup of our summer at the water park. And I'm not concerned about what date they're from. My water camera actually didn't log what date it was, so I literally had to go off of their swimsuits for this year and take a guess. So I think that's gonna be my only process for phase 3 for July of 2020. Depending on how my month goes, I might consider doing kind of like I did and do a jump back. And I did January, so I think I might check my February and see if my February is considered done. And even if I don't have to make a layout for February, I can still kind of mark that off and say that February of 2020 has gone through the dark side process and is done, and it's like mentally off of my like to-do list. If that's the case, I might push forward and maybe look into like March, but March is when things kind of get weird. This is 2020, but I did pull a lot during 2020 for different scrapbook challenges, so I might get lucky and March might be done as well. So this is one of those things where after I go through the whole process of Darkside for July, I will sit down at my computer, look through my photos, and kind of go through phase 1, see where everything's at between my digital files and my album, and I might actually be done. So if that happens, maybe I will let you guys know at the conclusion. So for my phase 3, I really only ended up with one layout. You're getting a little sneak peek here. I had a bunch of photos from a water camera spanning a couple months time. So for me, July was kind of a good place in my album to put these, even though they kind of span June, July, and August. So with this layout, I can kind of say that July of 2020 is done. And yes, there's only one layout that I had to do, but I did make sure that I was still kind of working through the core challenge, and like I kept going back to my album, I kept going back to my list, making sure that things were getting done. I had a bunch of stuff from June that needed to be fixed. I did not realize that I duplicated one of these prints. It's actually a print that I was supposed to throw away. It didn't have the borders on it, so I'm not sure how that kind of slipped through. I went ahead and replaced that. I had a couple layouts that I needed to fix journaling on. A couple of you guys left me comments and let me know and sent me messages. I appreciate it. So I was actually able to just pull up my journaling that was still in my copy of this template. And I just fixed the 2 lines that needed to be fixed, deleted the others, and only printed, the 2 lines with the journaling, ran it back through the die, and I'm able to kind of carefully peel it up and replace it. I also had this one that has a typo on it, and I noticed that the stickers that spell out driveway, the brown arrow, and a couple other things like the enamel dots were not staying like stuck down. So this was one of those things that I chose to roll into my phase 4. Anything that needs to get done before I can put it in the page protector, put it in the album, and literally kind of just erase it from my mental to-do list. Throughout the month, I did keep a list of things that I needed to do during phase 4, and that really helped me. These are things that I don't like to take the time to stop and do, but the other day I was just really in the mood to get this stuff done. To the point that I even made labels for my album. You guys, this is stuff that I would have never done prior to this challenge. I would have stuck a sticky note on it and called it done. So that's kind of a quick look at how my July went. I know that Lisa and I designed this challenge to work for us, and I have to say I'm so happy that it is working for me and my process. And if you want to discuss this, head on over to my Facebook group, and I will catch you guys later.